peace, and harmony. I'm wishing you all happiness, clarity, and freedom on this fantastic morning. Quick reminder for this morning: hard times in your life cannot last. Hard times in your life experience will never last. They cannot last. This is something we need to keep in mind when we go through the tough times, when we go through the hard times, the hard phases in life. We all go through these phases from time to time, and they always pass. Every single time, these phases, these hard phases that we go through in life, they always pass. Nothing in this universe can last forever. So keep that in mind. And that brings me to the topic of today's video. What are we talking about today? We are talking about loneliness. We're talking about loneliness and how we actually have the ability as human beings, on this planet, we have the ability within us to transform anything. We can transform energy, we can transform thoughts, we can transform our life, we can transform reality itself. And knowing this, a lot of you know this because if you're watching this type of content, you are a chosen one. You probably had a spiritual awakening. You probably are, spiritually woke, and you have had a rise in consciousness. If you are watching this video, that's probably the case, right? So we know as conscious creators that we can transform our reality. We can feel however we want to feel. And everyone knows this. Every human being knows this on the planet, but not all of us have fully stepped into this power, and everyone's at a different point on their journey, right? But knowing this, we can transform our feelings of loneliness. We can transform these feelings into happiness, and not just happiness, but the most fulfilling bliss and happiness and fulfillment and ecstasy that we have ever felt in life. Literally, we can do this. We can transform these deepest feelings of loneliness into feelings of excitement, joy, passion, and love for life. We have the ability to do this. So before we get into loneliness, keep that in mind. You can transform your life. You can transform your reality. You can do whatever you want. We are powerful, and this universe is unlimited. It's infinite. There are infinite possibilities. It's crazy. It's absolutely mind-blowing. But what is loneliness? What is loneliness? We all experience loneliness from time to time as human beings on this planet. I'm going to say it. We all experience loneliness. Even if we have people in our life, even if we have people around us, we have a circle, we have our family, we have friends. Even if you have these people around you, especially if you have had a spiritual awakening, we still get lonely. And loneliness, I found, seems to really hit spiritual people the hardest. Why does this happen? Because after having a spiritual awakening, we can no longer relate to the vast majority of people around us. We can no longer relate to the mundane things, to the everyday things that everybody likes to talk about, right? We can no longer relate to the 99% on this planet. We have risen. We are the 1%. And not to say that we are better than anybody. We are the same. All human beings, we are the same. We're not better than anybody. It's not like that. It's just we're different, and we have changed, and we have grown, and we can no longer relate. We are no longer excited by talking about certain things and connecting with certain people. You know what I mean, right? So with that being said, spiritual people often get hit the hardest with loneliness. We have these feelings of loneliness. Like we just want this connection. We want to be able to really connect with somebody and have a real connection. Not just talking about fake things that don't ultimately matter in life, talking about life itself, talking about this experience, because that's what all this is. It's just this life human experience. So let's talk about that. Let's have deeper conversations. let's talk about that stuff, right? So, how can we transform these feelings of loneliness into feelings of happiness? Like I said, bliss, excitement. Okay, realize that when we are alone, when we're feeling these lonely feelings, when we're feeling alone and we don't know what to do, realize that being alone is kind of a gift. Okay, being alone is kind of a gift because when we are alone, we can express our creativity to the fullest extent. And I'm talking the fullest extent we can express ourselves. Guys, I'm alone right now, and if to be honest, if there were a group of people just standing over there watching me right now, I would not be talking this way, okay? I'm going to be completely honest. And think about this in your life as well. You know, when you are around people, oftentimes you can't be your fullest, truest self. You just can't. It's just something within our brains. It's not like it's our fault. It's just something about the human being. When there are people around us, we have to conform a little bit. And when you are alone, the gift is that you don't have to conform. It's freedom. You can scream and shout, and no one's going to care because there is no one around you to care, right? Look at loneliness as from this frame. You can dance, you can sing when you're alone. You can literally do whatever you want. It's ultimate freedom. So look at loneliness as freedom instead of, depression, instead of, oh, I want this connection. No, have the connection with yourself. Have the connection with yourself. This is how we transform loneliness into happiness, excitement, bliss, all these wonderful things. You can do it. Realize that you can have the greatest connection and friendship with yourself. You can have the greatest connection and friendship with yourself. Guys, when I'm alone, I am vibing with myself. I love myself. Now, obviously not all the time, but oftentimes I do this. I dance, I sing, I hum, I do whatever I want because there's no one around me to care. So this is a gift. It's the gift of freedom. Now, with that being said, there are also, certain people that when we're around, we can do this. We can be ourselves. And this is the type of people that we actually want to surround ourselves with. People that you can be yourself around. You know what kind of people I'm talking about. The people you can just let your authenticity out. And they're not going to care, and you're not going to care. And that is the best relationship because you know those relationships where you feel constricted around these people. You cannot let yourself shine. You know what I'm talking about. There's certain people that you just cannot be yourself around. We want to limit these relationships and we want to move closer to people where we can be ourselves, be our authentic selves. This is what we want to do. Okay, how else can we transform our feelings of loneliness into feelings of happiness, excitement, bliss, freedom, joy? How can we do this? Okay, we can realize that when we are alone, we have the most growth as human beings. When we are alone, we are forced to spend time with our thoughts. We are forced to spend time with our emotions. We are forced to spend time with our fears. And this is why when you are alone, you are actually experiencing the most change, transformation, inner growth of your life. It all happens when you're alone. Guys, when I am going for hikes alone in the forest for hours, I transform. I literally transform. I change. From the inside out, I change. And I'm sure you know this. When you spend time alone, you feel different. You feel that you are working through your thoughts. You are working through your emotions. You are processing all of these feelings that have been built up within you. Because you'll notice that when you are around these certain people where you can't be yourself, you hold things in. These things get held in and they bottle up and they build up inside of your physical body as energy. Inside of your physical body as energy, these things build up. And over time, they really build up. Okay, over time, they really build up. And this is why when you're alone, we can let these things go, process these emotions, this energy within our physical bodies. It is literally stored within your physical body, in your gut, in your stomach, in your shoulders. You know, a lot of us have tense shoulders, and I notice this within myself too. Sometimes my shoulders tense up, and then I'd be like, hey, I'm gonna notice that, and I'm gonna let it go, and I'm gonna focus on the breath. Okay, and that brings me into another point, which is focusing on your breath. I noticed that focusing on the breath is one of the, it might be the answer to life. The breath might be the actual answer to life itself. Because every time that I'm in tune with my breath, every time that I'm in tune with my energy and my breath, and I'm doing pranayama, right, just simply being aware of your breath when you're meditating, right? Every time I do this, I notice that my problems fade away. My identity fades away. Everything fades away, and all there is the bliss and the feeling of the present moment, which is life itself, where there's no fear, where there's no anxiety, there's nothing. Nothing is wrong, everything is right, and everything is good. It's gratitude itself. It's the feeling of righteousness. It's everything is right. So the next time you're alone, you're feeling these hard feelings of depression and loneliness, focus on your breath. Get into a meditative state, because a lot of times when we slip into this depression and loneliness, we have these thoughts running through and we can't control them. But when we are meditating, we are okay. There's no problems. We don't feel alone. We don't feel depressed. We don't feel anxious. We feel good within ourselves. We don't need anybody. We don't need any human connection. Okay, we don't need it when we are good within ourselves. So be good within yourself. Be good within yourself. This is how we can transform loneliness, feelings of loneliness, into feelings of happiness and fulfillment. You can transform loneliness, the deepest feelings of loneliness, into happiness, contentment, and fulfillment. I believe in you. I believe that you can do it. I've done it, and I do it. And you probably do it as well. We can do it. And again, go easy on yourself. Go easy on yourself. Don't beat yourself up for being lonely. Don't think that, maybe if I was funnier, or maybe if I was smarter, or maybe if I was more charismatic, I would have more people around me and I wouldn't feel lonely. Don't think that way, because I'm here to tell you that you are amazing. You are special. You are very special. If you are watching this video, if you are here right now, you are special, and I know that. You are different than a lot of people around you. You are different than the rest. You are not the same, and you have a gift, and you have a talent, and you are special, and you must go easy on yourself. Realize your power. Realize that you are amazing. It's not a bad thing to be lonely. That's another thing. Don't look at loneliness as a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. Like I said, it's growth. It's spiritual growth. It's moving on and transcending in life. It's rising up in consciousness. That is what loneliness is. It's not a bad thing. It's okay to be lonely. It is perfectly okay to be lonely from time to time in this life. And also realize that we are never alone. I am here with you. I'm right here with you on this journey that we call life. I'm right here with you. So if you ever feel lonely, just watch one of my videos. No, I'm joking. But I'm here with you. I'm always here with you. I'm going through this process as well, just like you are. We're all going through it. And like I said, we're all at different stages, but we're all going through it. And everything is relative, right? It doesn't just get easier. We get stronger. The journey doesn't get easier. We get stronger. That's the truth. So realize that we are never alone. There's life all around you. When you come out in nature, you realize there's life literally all around you, surrounding you on a 360 degrees. Life is all around me. I don't feel alone. So, thank you all for tuning into this message. I love you all so much. I want you to like this video so we can beat the YouTube algorithm. Let's do it together. I'm going to make that my new mission on this channel, guys. We are going to beat the YouTube algorithm together. We are going to do it. It's going to happen. So hit that like button if you believe that we can do it. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and hit that bell so you don't miss a video. I want you to comment anything you want about loneliness, about whatever, about spirituality, about life. Do whatever you want. Also, go in the description, check out my crystal shop, Freedom Vibes Crystals. Check out my Patreon for behind the scenes exclusive content on my life. And also, you can donate to me down below on PayPal if you feel called to. Thank you all for being here. Thank you so much. I love you, and I want you to make it a great day or not. The choice is yours.